What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua. Get this. Hearn floats Whyte, Hrgovic, Zhang, Wallin as future opponents for Anthony Joshua. Eddie Hearn believes Anthony Joshua has no shortage of viable opponents waiting for him in the wings. Hearn, the longtime promoter of Joshua, is keen to get his star charged to follow a more active boxing schedule. Joshua is coming off a hard fight loss to the hands of Alexander Usyk, as we know, and Hearn thinks that there are a slew of attractive opponents for Joshua that are ranked within the top 15 of the governing bodies. Hearn made it clear, however, that Joshua nor himself are interested in pursuing walkovers, saying that the potential opponents would need to offer some element of risk. The last thing that AJ wants is a gimme fight, Hearn said. We're not interested in gimme fights. There's got to be an element of risk. There's got to be an element of risk. Okay. And he's named some names. He named Dillian Whyte, Filip Hrgovic, Zhilei, Zhang, and Otto Wallin. Joshua knocked out countryman Whyte in 15, and Hrgovic has beaten Zhang in the IBF Eliminator. And let me counterpunch. Those are decent opponents. And if they don't want walkovers, then Zhang is out of the picture and Whyte is out of the picture. Why? Because Whyte just got knocked out this year by Tyson Fury. So he's out. Zhang proved he was only a 6-round fighter, heavy-handed, southpaw, but still, nonetheless, he's done. Okay, I don't think he has too much of a danger to Joshua, simply because maybe for 3 or 4 rounds, but after that, it's over. Unless Joshua's just, his gas tank is not where it needs to be. But I mean, he lasted maybe about 10 good rounds, maybe 9 good rounds against Usyk. And I think Usyk, because of that, along with the skill and everything else, was able to overcome and get the win from Joshua. Now, when it does come down to Hrgovic and Wallin, those are the guys that they should look. They should scrap the first 2. Okay, for that reason. So if they don't want walkovers, and then you name Zhang and Dillian Whyte, that's a total contradiction, because they've just got beat. Now, even though Zhang, they thought it was controversial, so I could kind of see that. But in the landscape, get the guy that got the win. Get Hrgovic in there that's undefeated. Zhang was also undefeated. But nonetheless, I think, the weakest link would be Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte, I don't want to see another Dillian Whyte fight. I don't. Dillian Whyte shot his, he went for the WBC. He come up short. Okay. But other than that, though, I don't think that fight is warranted. I think Otto Wallin should be the person that Anthony Joshua fights, because he's the man that's not a walkover, and his only loss was a tough fight with Tyson Fury, which he gave Tyson Fury some oohs and some ahs, okay? And a lot of people thought that that was one of his toughest matches to date, which it was. So he was able to outland or put hands on Tyson Fury more than Wilder and Vladimir Klitschko put together. So that should tell you something. That is exactly what he should do. So if Eddie Hearn really had the best interest for Joshua and want to get him in there with somebody, get him in there with Otto Wallin. And stop Otto Wallin. Don't go 12 rounds with Otto Wallin, because you're just proving that you're just a 12-round fighter that's 18 stones. And after he said, I'm not a 12-round fighter. So get Otto Wallin out of there. Get the fight booked with Otto Wallin. Wallin would go for that fight. Matter of fact, Dimitri Salita is it Salta or Salita? One of them, right? His manager, is gearing for that fight. So I say let him have that fight. That would be a good fight. Counterpunch. And then it's another southpaw, and he just went 24 rounds with one of the best southpaws in the business, Usyk. So that shouldn't be a problem for him at all. But if he does pick Zhang and he picks Whyte, we know he's picking exactly what he says he's not wanting to pick. a walkover. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Eddie Hearn saying that Anthony Joshua moving forward has a lot of opponents to choose from. No walkovers. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.